Hi guys! In this video I will do a review about some new face products by Essence. I will also do some check-ins and a wear test at the end of the video. As always, don't forget to subscribe to get notified for my latest videos, and without further ado, let's get started with the review. For today's video I will test a primer and I will use a foundation that I have already used with different primers. And for primer I will use the Fresh and Fit Awake Primer Healthy Glow Pore Minimizing Effect with Vitamin Complex and Cranberry Water. We can use this alone or with foundation. So let's see how this works on my skin tone. As you can see, I have some redness, I have discoloration under my eyes, some purple undertones, blue. I have also some green-blue veins over here, a lot of redness on my cheeks. I have a lot of stuff to cover, so let's see what happens with this one. It comes in a tube which I like because it is extremely travel friendly and it is also very lightweight. So if you get one without the sealing, that means maybe it was used. So the consistency is very smooth. It is like a mousse. I will apply it all over my face with my fingers. It has a scent. It is the same one with the Fresh and Fit Awake makeup, and also the same scent with the Kiko foundation, the Unlimited foundation that I use. Okay, this is a little bit shiny. It reminds me of liquid highlighters, but it has a more sheer finish. Every time I apply products with my fingers, my skin gets very red. So as you can see, it gives a very slight sheen to the skin. It is like a healthy glow. I want to apply a little bit more on my areas that I have enlarged pores to see if it is also pore minimizing. And I will just push the product into the pores and we will see if this will work. I think it cancelled a little bit the redness that I have here. I have a lot of spots and breakouts this time because the weather is very cold and my skin is very dry and sensitive, and from the cold air I always get breakouts and I have some spots here and there. It is lightweight on the skin and it feels like a moisturizer. It is not sticky and it is very smooth on the skin. So about foundation, I have the Fresh and Fit Awake makeup. It is also by Essence. With this foundation I always get a little shiny after 10 hours of wearing it. I get a little shiny over here and on my forehead. I have used it with a lot of different primers. A lot of them are mattifying and I always have a sheen on my skin at the end of the day. So I will not use this one. I am sure that if I use both of them I will have a healthy glow at the end of the day. But I want to test the Infallible 24-hour matte, which I have also used many times with a lot of different primers and it is always matte on me. So I want to see how this combination will go, and I got a new one yesterday. This is in beige rose. I had the natural rose, but it was a little bit pinkish on my skin because I have redness on my skin, but my undertone is yellow, it's not red. Before we start with the foundation, I will do some color correction with the Correct to Perfect CC Concealer Palette, and it contains 4 colors: green, yellow, purple and orange. I will swatch them to see the consistency. You can use yellow to cancel purple undertones, purple to give a little warmth to very dull skin. The green one is to cancel any redness and the orange one is to cancel any blue undertones. So about their consistency, they are very creamy, they are not very thick, so let's see if I can apply them on top of my skin. I will take a concealer brush by Essence and first of all I will start with the eyes. As you can see, I have some purple undertones here and I can correct that with the yellow shade. Most probably I will blend it with my fingers. After that I will use the orange shade for my blue undertone that I have here and a little bit in the outer corner. And I clean my brush on a tissue, and then I will take the green shade and I will apply it all over my cheeks because I have a lot of redness and maybe a little bit on my spots, so we will see if it's also buildable. As you can see, I need a lot of the green corrector, and that's the reason I don't do color correcting every day, because I have a lot of discolorations and it is very time consuming. I prefer using a medium to full coverage foundation and cover everything. So I will blend everything with my sponge. So I think for the eyes it doesn't work very well because it is a little too thick, especially for my eyes that they are very sensitive, and it is not very well blended on my eyes, and my skin is very thin and sensitive. These correctors are very thick for my skin type and they don't blend very nice. I have blended it so much that nothing is left on my eyes because it was looking very flaky. It doesn't cover my purple undertones or my blue. Also about my redness, I can still see my red spots and my redness. So I can say this doesn't work for me. Oops, it was open. It is not very lightweight for my skin type. I have very thin and sensitive and dry skin. Maybe if you have normal to oily skin, this will work better for you because it has a thicker consistency. If you're looking for good color correction products, you can take the Master Camo correcting pens by Maybelline. These work very well for my skin type. They blend very well and they have a very good coverage. So now I'm going to apply my foundation, and on top of that I will use this contouring palette. It is a cream palette. I'm very excited to use this one. I hope that this will work for me. So let's apply a little bit of foundation first, and I will blend everything with my Real Technique sponge. I have also a video about how to apply your foundation. I will link it down below. I prefer the pink Real Technique sponge, but I couldn't find it. I find that this one soaks more product in comparison with the pink one, and I also feel that this one soaks up the same amount of product with the Beauty Blender, and I prefer the pink one, but I cannot find it these days in my drugstore. So for contouring and highlighting my face, I will use the contouring palette, but for my eye area I will use a concealer. This is the Instant Anti-Age Effect Concealer by Maybelline. It has a lot of different names to this product, I don't know why. So let me use a little bit of concealer, and after that we will do our contouring. And now it's time to use our contouring palette. This is a Strobing and contouring palette by Essence, and we also can see here how we can do our contouring. So now that I have applied my foundation, I can say that my pores are not as visible as they are always. Maybe this is the foundation. I will swatch all of these shades to see which ones are shimmery because it is called also a strobing. So I am guessing some shades are for highlighting. The first one is a white shimmery shade that you can use for strobing. The next one is a light yellow shade, and the next one is a very light beige color that you can use it for highlighting your face. This will not work for me, it is very light. The next color is very sheer. It is like a gold champagne color. It is a shimmery one, so you can use it for highlighting. And the other one is a more golden highlighting shade. So these are the contouring shades, as you can see. So this is like a pinky shade. You can use it for highlighting darker skin tones. This is a more orange based contouring shade for lighter skin tones. So this is a pinky shade, and I believe that you can use this one for highlighting darker skin tones as well. And these two are contouring shades. This is a more orange base and this is a cool tone. The colors are very strange to me, so I believe that for my skin tone I should use something like that, but in a lighter shade. I don't like the contouring shades. Some are very pinky, some are very orangey. I want to use the darker shade because it is the only one that it is cool tone. I will use that and I will try to blend it. I will use the darker shade, and I will apply it with a flat synthetic brush by Morphe. I will use the side of the brush to apply it on my cheekbones, and I will just tap the excess off on my hand. Okay, I should apply more. If you don't know where you should apply your contouring, especially cream products, you can feel your bones, and my bone is right up here and it ends somewhere here, but on this area here we always apply blush because when we smile, this is the highest point of our cheeks. So we stop the contouring application somewhere in the outer corner of our eye. I hope I make sense. And I always try to bring it somehow at the point of my nose, not at the edge of my mouth, because this way I will elevate my bone structure and I will not drag it. Okay, maybe it was a mistake that I applied the darker shade. What do you think? I think it's not correct. Okay, I will apply some more also on my forehead. If you have a smaller forehead than me, you can skip the contouring of your forehead because it is very small and you will make it smaller. But as you can see, I have a lot of distance and I can contour it a little bit. But if you have a smaller forehead than me and you still want to contour it, you can use a smaller brush. And then I will try to blend it with the tip of my brush. This looks a little bit muddy, maybe because it is a darker shade. So I will try to also blend it with whatever is left on my sponge to take the excess off. I don't see a huge difference, and I also think that it looks a little muddy here. So I will clean my brush and I will take some of the lightest shades to clean that up. Will this work? No, I will not take this shade here. It will not work. And when your contouring is not very clean, you can just take a little bit of your foundation. I don't like this palette, guys. Okay, the yellow shade is so yellowy. Where should I use this yellow shade? So my contouring is not very clean here. I will use my concealer to clean that up. I would like to use some of these shades, but none of these will work for my skin color. The yellowy one, I have tried to blend it here and it wasn't very well blended. I will try here. Let me see what happens. Maybe we destroyed our makeup look. It doesn't blend nice on top of my foundation. It is a little bit very creamy and thick and I'm a little scared. I don't want to use it here. Okay, I will use it for the sake of the review. I will not use my concealer. So I will clean my brush on a tissue and I will take the yellowy matte shade and let's hope for the best. Okay, that's very weird. That's not my color. Oh no. Is this the biggest mistake of my life? I will blend it a little bit with my sponge. It's not very well blended, especially here. You can see that we have the line. No, this is a pass for me. I will try only with the fingers. Sometimes from the warmth of our fingers, the cream products are blended easier. No, that doesn't look nice. This looks very muddy because it's not the right color for me for contouring my face. I don't have the correct shade for my skin tone. No. And now that I try to blend it a little bit with my fingers, the color is been removed. Why? Also, we have some strobing colors, so I will see which colors I will use. So this one is a whitish shimmery shade. This one, you cannot see it. It is a champagne color, but it is very light. It is like my skin tone. And this one is a little bit golder. I'm thinking about using the gold one because it looks more natural on my skin. So I will take the gold shade. Okay. I don't see anything. I will also apply some on my nose. Oh no, I am removing the foundation. This gives a very sheer highlighting effect on the skin. Not my favorite. If I'm going to highlight my skin, I want it to be highlighted, illuminated. Okay, I'm stopping right now. This palette doesn't work for me. If you're looking for an affordable contouring palette, get this one in powder form from Essence. This works very well. It is very easily blended with brushes. It works very nice. So for setting my foundation and all the cream products that we have applied on top of that, I have two powders. So this is a Brighten Up banana powder, and it is a mattifying compact powder in soft yellow, perfect for concealer baking and for use as banana powder to set matte highlights. So first of all, I never bake my eyes. My skin is very thin and I cannot use a lot of powder. I use just a small amount to set it, and that's it. I never bake. Second of all, I never use color powders. I always use translucent powders, so I don't change the color of my foundation. I don't know how this will work. I will use it all over my eyes, and on the rest of my face I will use the correct To Perfect CC Multi-Benefit Pearls. It comes like this, and we have a little sponge, but this is only for the pearls not to be destroyed, and we have a lot of different color pearls, as you can see. This type of powders never work for my skin type. It always gets cakey. I will also apply it on my eyelid. That looks already very cakey. Okay, let's see if it will set my foundation first of all. My face makeup today doesn't look good. So how could you color correct with a powder on top of your foundation? Your foundation has already covered the discoloration. So what's the point of this powder? Okay, I don't need a lot of powder. Doesn't make my skin tight. I will also contour my face with powder product. So I have used this one in another Essence video. I will link it down below. And I actually like very much this palette. Maybe I can save my face makeup with this one. I will take this angled brush by BH Cosmetics, and I will take the middle shade right here, and I will apply it on top of the areas that I have already contoured with the cream products. Maybe we can save it and look, you know, decent. So I think my face makeup looks a little bit better now, but still it looks very muddy over here that I have applied the cream contour product. So for blush, I will use the Matte Touch blush by Essence. This is in Bury Me Up. I will use this one because for my eyes I will use rosy tones. So I clean my brush on a tissue and I take a little bit of that, and smile, apply your blush on the highest points of your cheekbones. I have applied so many products over here and some of them are removed, and you can see my spots and my redness. It's the contouring palette. After that, I clean again my brush and I will take the lighter shade from the contouring palette, shoop, 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 and I will clean my contouring a little bit. I will also highlight on the sides of my nose. So I will continue with the rest of my makeup. So don't go anywhere and I will see you in just one sec. Hi guys, so it's been 4 hours and let's see what happened with our face makeup. And I want to say that I am also reviewing the eye products that I have, and I will post a video tomorrow. And also I am doing a wear test for the lipstick and I will post this video next week. So don't forget to subscribe to get notified for those videos also. As we can see, the banana powder didn't set the concealer very well on my under eye area. This is a lot of creases. That doesn't happen with other powders that I use. This is a lot. As you can see here, I get some weird patches, most likely because of the powder. Also, before I applied my eyeshadows, I applied a little bit of fixing powder by Art Deco because also I had creases on my eyelids and I didn't want to apply the eyeshadows on top of the creases because I am also reviewing the eyeshadows. My nose looks still patchy. The strobing products are not very visible. I am shiny all over my face and that's because of the primer. This area here is also shiny, but it's not from the strobing product. It is from the primer. My skin is a little bit sticky on this area here on my cheeks. Also on my forehead. That means this powder didn't set very well my foundation. Okay, so I will see you in a couple of hours with the final wear test. Hi guys, so it's been 4 more hours and let's do our final wear test for the face products. So my nose is a little bit flaky over here. For the sides I wiped it with a tissue. My contouring here looks very flaky, uneven, it doesn't look nice, and that's all the contouring palette. This palette is a pass for me because the consistency is not ideal to blend it into my skin. Also, there is not a color that is correct for contouring for my skin tone, and a lot of colors are orangey and pinkish, and I don't think they will work for contouring for anyone. Also, I didn't like the strobing creams. They don't blend very nice on the skin. I also have a very mild, healthy glow over my skin, which looks nice. For some reason, it is not sticky. I was out and then I think that's the reason I'm not sick. So my under eye area is a disaster. Look at that. All the creases. I didn't like it. I don't like this kind of products for my eyes. This is also a pass for me. About the Correct to Perfect concealer palette, this is also a pass for me. The consistency, it's not ideal to blend it into my skin type. I have dry and sensitive skin and this was very flaky. So I think this one worked for me, but I need to use it a little bit more times with other products. I want to use again also the primer, and it isn't a hit or miss. In fact, I think the primer worked very well because I didn't get greasy and I don't have weird patches. I need to use a few more times both of these to be sure that they work for me. So they're not a hit or miss. So that completes this review. Let me know in the comments below if you have already tested some of these products and if they worked for you. If you found this video informative or entertaining, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!